See if we're live here. I don't know if we're live or not. I think we are live. Sweet. We've got one of you guys out there watching. Now I might have to reset this. I don't know if I can see all this. Hang tight, guys. I think that I have to plug into a hard line. Just hang tight here. I'm gonna redo this one, okay? This feed. Hey, can you guys hear me? Right on, right on. But I'm caught my screen or my screener's kind of jumping, right? My hair. My hair is looking pretty nice, isn't it? Do you have a LAN connection over there that I can plug into real quick? Aaron? How y'all doing? Is there a LAN connection?
Yeah, hold on.
I steal your LAN connection for just a moment. Hang tight, guys. I'm going to try to get a better connection. I'm on Wi-Fi right now, and I probably need to be on some form of a...
You're going to have to move over here, though.
Oh, it doesn't unwrap to get over there? It's all wound up or something? Is everybody here? Yeah, the hat's pretty terrible. I've got two daughters. They love hats and neck scarves and all this kind of craziness. And so I figured I'd wear a hat every week when I did the Let's Drink a Beer segment. And sorry for the noise in the background. We're gonna try to get some our landline so that I'm not so jumpy on camera. I've got two offices right now, and I need to put together a more permanent office space with a studio or something. I'm not sure. I need something so I can set up multiple cameras you guys can look at. I need like 4 computers, so I can set up like the bookmark going for you. I want to be able to set up some live streams maybe during the trading day so you could be in the office with me if you want to watch bookmap live. But I have to get some wiring installed. I need to get some data, just all kinds of nonsense. It's more work than I thought it would be. I thought it would be simple. You guys, see if you guys can see me. Let me turn this on. Multiple cameras. Yeah, let's just drink. We're gonna talk about a couple things. Hey, Jasmine. All right, everybody. I want to say a couple things. You guys got 24 watching, right? So this will at least be on recording. I want to give a shout out to you guys. A lot of you guys are out there supporting me. You guys are supporting me by just saying thank you. I mean, that's the big one right there, is just saying thank you or asking questions, even discussing things amongst each other. I always like to see you guys inside of the posts that I make, talking to each other and trying to help each other along. That community is important. Doesn't matter if you're a bear or bull or whatever. You guys helping each other along your trading journeys is the way that retail should do it, right? That's important. And some of you guys, I put a tip cup out, and some of you guys have tipped me to help pay for these services. And I need to roll more of these services out for you guys. So I want to see that bookmap come into play more frequently, some kind of a live stream channel, so that you guys can actually see it just running all the time. If you guys want to tune into that during the cash session, so that you can see where the big money is in the market. If we're falling, if you can see the big money swooping in, or if you're seeing the sellers, the volatility, if they're coming in to sell wherever your position is. I think I'm just going to keep it on the SPY for the day, so that at least it shows the whole market. If there's some big moments in another index, I can switch it during those days. But I can put that stuff up for you live at least, or I could even put like some order flow stuff up live along with that maybe, so that you can see the live flow as they come through. And I'm working on some classes. All this stuff will be free. But I want to thank a few people. I just want to take a minute to thank some of you guys out there. Before we have the beer, I just want to say we're going to crack a beer in just a minute here. So I want to say thank you to Stephen and Joe, Stephen H, Joe, Richard L, Chaz W, Patrick S, Ritesh C, Matt B, Adam H, Mobile Company, don't know who Mobile Company is, Khalid M, Ben V, Spencer G, Henry T, Cherry Vale Ticket Sales, okay, David W, Frederick L, Troy C, Nicholas M, Standard Mobile Company, Satya I, Raymond A, Benjamin G. I want to thank all of you specifically. You guys have really helped me out. And then I want to give an extra special shout out to some other followers out there: Ben V, Greg N, Dimitri B, Jason F, Alec T, Ben J, I got Ben J, Christopher P, Richard L, Mary G, Alec T, and Stephen J. These people are like the core of the group right there. And then I can't believe how many of you out there are even just some of you people, men, women, whatever. I've got a list of names here, a stack, and I know that when I get help from other traders, especially when I was first starting out, I wanted a way to show them my appreciation, and I can see that in this list as I go forward. I'm just gonna rip some names off, okay? Alex A, Thung H, Chris M, Mary G, I think I already got Mary G, Victor O, Doug D, Mark C, Matthew S, Joshua E, Errol B, Nevo Media, Pablo R, Joban S, Joel K, Riley Y, Shelly A, Trevor C, Yihan W, Christina R, Dory T, Zachary A, Juhi P, Brad K, Slavissa C, William B. If I tore your name apart, I apologize. Peter L, Bradley N, El Gringo Trader, Carrie V, Miguel A, Brady R, Stephen J, Hero H, Kin K, Narav P, Paul J, Jim C, James Y, Damiano G, Richard R, Matthew H, Kyle B, Patrick L, Francis B, Brandy M, Lewis M, Fraser J, NRC, Donald S, Grace C, David B, Jose A, Andrew N, Mark L, Sarah S, Sheila R, Brad A, B Cave, Austin H, Arun K, and Edmund Y. I think I got them all. Now I only got these. This is only from this path. What I could put into a spreadsheet. It's a lot of people. I'm beside myself knowing that. Okay, but really I'm beside myself. You guys make me want to cry. So I want to say thanks to all of you out there. I hope I'm making a difference for all of you in your trading journey. We're going to put some classes out for all of you. I'm starting to make these classes. I'm building a portfolio of classes. Starts from the beginning. You know, I was thinking to myself the other day that even if you ask a long-time trader, sometimes what's the difference between a share and a stock? We forget sometimes. So we're just going to start at that basic thing. What's a stock? What's a share? And we'll just do quick videos. I'll explain more in depth the concepts I'm talking about in a dumbed down way. Oftentimes I try to speak so that we can keep things dumbed down. We overcomplicate how we trade, and we go down rabbit holes, and it skews our viewpoint when things are chaotic or there's lots of volatility in the market. And so sometimes it's simpler to just slow things down, right? Let me put my glasses back on so I can read everything you guys are doing. Yeah, that was a lot of names. Okay, I got White Claw. You guys bought me a beer, right? I bought a 4-pack of these. No, I don't know if it was a 6-pack, whatever it was, like this big. I don't drink these things. Every week I'm trying to do something different for y'all. One week we'll just do soda water or something. And if any of you guys out there are cracking a beer, pouring yourself a bourbon, glass of wine, this is now the time, okay? I want to drink one with you guys. I want to thank you guys. The week is over, right? The week is over. This is a really challenging week. So we're going to crack this thing. I'm not shotgunning this one. So here you go. I cracked it. Tap, tap. Cheers to all of you out there. I hope you're all safe, well, happy. Your families are safe, your friends. You guys get to see everybody that you love. If you guys don't have anyone in your lives that you can see, know that I'm here with you. If any of y'all want to reach out to me during the holiday season, if any of you are ever lonely or something like that, just want someone to talk to, my door is always open, you know. I want you guys to all know that. I know it can be like that sometimes. I know some of you like being alone too, so, you know, if you ever want to give a shout out late night or something, let me know. So here's to you, okay? I just burped. Excuse me. Here's to you. Is this good? Yeah, the White Claw party. So, you know, I apologized on Twitter yesterday because I made a video where I was ripping on Elliott Wave guys. And Derek Courtnoy is someone that I follow on Twitter. And I really appreciate everything about that guy. So this one's to Derek because I apologize. It wasn't geared towards Derek. I'll tell you guys what it was about. So I apologize, Derek. Hope that you can forgive me. There you go. There was a guy that wrote an article on Market Watch a couple days ago, and it was really bad. It was doom and gloom. The market went up. If you were a bear and you got caught in that, you wouldn't have even survived today. So it just bothered me that I know that there are reporters out there that are paid to push news stories that really impact us as retail. And so I was just upset at that, and I really apologize. So if he ever, I don't know if he's watching. I think he watched last night's video, so I'm just here to say I apologize, Derek. Okay, so let's talk about some stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna make this really brief, and then we'll just have a cool conversation. But I just want to give you guys a real quick wrap up for the week, and I want to talk to you about the close today. I want to talk to you about the moves the past couple days, and what it all means. I want you guys to figure some of this out for yourselves, because I know that it's a challenge sometimes, right? It's so much going on. You've got news, you've got social media, you've got your own research, you've got events, all this stuff going on. And so sometimes you're doing all this due diligence in the background, and sometimes you'll see me make simple charts. And so you do all this due diligence, then you make yourself a simple chart with classic charting. And if that classic charting fits what that news is, you know, the puzzle starts to come together. So we're going to look at something about this week so you guys can just have a look at what I'm trying to express to you during the day, okay? Now, we didn't get that close that I wanted today. I was pretty upset at that. We did get close to that 465 early in the day twice, I think. I wound up buying that close today. I've bought a bunch of crap from past 2 days, but I did end up buying that close today. I'm going to explain to you why here in just a moment. We'll make this really quick, okay? So right here I have, well, White Claw's got a lot of crap in it. Cheers again, boys and girls. So let's just, right on. Good to see all you guys. Dylan, Jarkin, Ratish, Jill. All right, so we're gonna make this quick. So I want you to look here. This is the SPY during OPEX of last year. And this is the 7th. This is the beginning of the month. And then you can see that we sold down into the 11th. And then this is OPEX right here. We wound up selling down after the close, or in the 21st, we sold down between the 20th and 21st. And then this was that Friday into Monday, okay? So we ended up coming up on Friday into the end of OPEX. We moved up. But I wanted you to see that for what I'm going to show you next, okay? I want to show you guys this OPEX here. And what's important about this month and what's important about the levels that we talk about, where the volatility is. I want you to see as far back as the beginning of November, okay? And start to think in a basic sense, okay? So right here on the 3rd, would you have bought puts here? Or would you have gone short the market? That's my question to you. Would you have gone short here on the 10th or bought puts? Would you have gone short here on the 26th? Or how about the 30th? Even here, let's say this close right here that we had, right? Would you have bought more puts down here in this close? No. Would you have bought more puts after we broke through down here? No. Right? Same thing goes for taking longs. Would you have taken a long above here? No. Would you have taken a long above here? No. If we didn't know about this top peak and we had it down here, would you have taken the long here? No. Would you have taken the long up here? No. Would you have taken a long up here? No. Right? So that gives you some answers. So let's just look right now what's going on in the market. Right? You wouldn't have went short here. You would have been closing your shorts here, right? You'd be trying to close your shorts somewhere before you even get to that line. But we have another point here. You wouldn't have gone short. You wouldn't have gone short here. You wouldn't have gone short yesterday or today. You can see today right here. We tagged right down here. You wouldn't have gone short today. And the same applies for the tops here. And this actually took place back here on the 16th. Or this took place on the 16th, right? 15th to 16th. Some of us lost money. Some of us were like, oh, we're going to hold through this volatility. We're going to hold through into the next level. And you can kind of start putting the pieces together, seeing where you should be holding and where you should be selling, right? So if you're going to take a short in here or a long in this expanding megaphone, you know where your safety is as a bull and a bear. So if we're looking at the close today, and you were to just go back and just in this area here, you would have made more money by closing whenever we came into this upper or lower channel of volatility and these call and put walls, right? So generally speaking, most of the time, if you had closed your long or short within this broadening wedge or this expanding megaphone, you would be safe. Okay, so now you can say, hey, this one time I think we're going to break below next week into Monday, and that is possible. We can always break through on Monday. But the reality is, if you've already won 20 times within one of these expanding wedges, whatever you want to call it, it's not really an expanding wedge, it's more of a megaphone. But let's say the last 20 times you really couldn't lose, and you lost once, you still did better than most participants in the market. And so that's the point that I'm trying to express to you when we're trading or investing is what's the trend in the market? Are we in a negative or positive gamma area? Where is negative gamma? That's down here right now. It's below this 4,600. This is where if you're a bear, you should start getting very bearish. It gets real nasty down here. There are some really severe drops below this area. But when we're above here, you kind of have to abide by the rules of the road, right? The basic rules of where we're trading. And this proves this, showing you guys this right now. So I wound up taking longs into this close yesterday here, and my calls when we opened today, they were in the green even though we closed higher yesterday. And what that means is that at the last 15 minutes of yesterday, nobody wanted calls. Too hot to handle, too scary, and I was scared too. I was pretty scared yesterday. And today they were green, even though we were down another. What were we down at some point here? We were down another 5 or 50 points, and my calls were green. They were green because interest started to come back into calls, right? And we poked back up later today, and we sold off into the close. There was some put action for single dates for today's date to pin the market. The one good thing I can tell you is that even though there was a sell imbalance today, I need to show you guys some of this stuff live. You can see in the background buyers versus sellers, and the buyers outnumbered the sellers into close today, which means they're being absorbed. There's more interest in going long as of right now into close, leading into Monday. One other thing was the last few, if you look over here on the left, the last few calls into close, people were throwing in, SPY calls. There are a lot of tech calls. The only major hedge, the only major hedging I saw a little bit on the SPY. I didn't see much on Nasdaq. I saw yesterday some hedging on IWM, but you saw what the reaction this morning in IWM was. When you start pushing these hedge walls down right at bottom, some people I think are forced to buy these things, but even if you are an active participant in that, it's so dangerous because once liquidity comes up into the market, it pushes up, it squeezes people out of the market, it squeezes shorts, it crushes puts, and the price or the calls become more valuable, which in turn triggers algos to buy calls because they're so cheap. It's this snowball effect. The other thing to consider too is we have major puts expiring today. Now there are some market participants that are extending the put coverage with daily and 1 and 3 day puts, but not at the size that they put on that expire this weekend and then again on the 31st. We do have some tail risk heading into the 31st of possibly having a down day on the 31st and maybe a really high up day on the 30th, and then on the 1st or the first week or so we should have another relief rally. There is some risk of us selling off tomorrow or on Monday. There is a large market player out there that has a spread that's holding the market up. I don't know who this market participant is, but I know that there is some serious calls out there that are not allowing us to go deeper right now. Had he closed, well, people are saying that if he had closed his position at end of day today, it would have been we'd have a big net down day on Monday. That's really the biggest risk that I could see heading into end of day today for you guys as participants. But the key is this: we've got a couple short weeks coming up. It's the holidays. If you guys are you guys cash gang out there? Yep, buy hedges on everything. It's easy to buy. It's easy to just buy a SPY hedge that's 3 months out. Find one at a top. We had a top yesterday, right? Or today? 2 days ago we had a top. It's like up here. When we're up here, this was on the 16th. When you're in this FOMO bull phase or you guys are all stoked or whatever, just go over and buy a really cheap hedge. Make it like 1 to 3 months out. Make it 10 cents. Right where we're in top. Every time we're at a top up here and you're closing out your calls, you want to be also buying yourself a 10-cent hedge. Right? You carry that 10-cent hedge into your next trade, right? So anytime we're at tops, you're buying hedges. If you do that every time, it'll save you if we jump over. So let's say you buy a hedge up here and we actually broke through volatility to make the move up. You now know that you can take long and you have some protection behind you in case we fail. Yeah, hedging and buy cheap stuff. If you guys, let's say you're spending, we'll use like $100 as an example. If you're or $1,000, I don't know. If you guys want to spend, let's say you're spending $1,000 on a trade, and you should be protecting yourself with at least $50, $25. If you think your move's going the way, let's say you spend $1,000 on your trade, are you happy with making $100? Because at the least, you're going to have that hedge start printing if it turns the wrong way, and you can cut your longs loose. Does that make sense? Brenda, what are you saying? VASF Tech? If any of you guys are just joining us, I want you to know that I listed off the names. I had a toast. Cheers to any of you joining us just now. This is the White Claw. In the beginning of the video, you can always go back. I mentioned everyone that has helped support the new handle. the Captain's Alpha handle. So that's why I want you guys to, I want you guys to know how grateful I am. And we talked about some of the stuff we're going to start adding to the channel. You guys have any questions? You guys have any questions heading into Monday or this upcoming week, these upcoming weeks? Do you prefer Saturday or Sunday? I was thinking Sunday is probably easier on my end to do a charting class, or we could do a basic charting class. I could show you how to catch knives and show you how to identify stocks that are in a positive uptrend so that you don't have to catch knives. There are ways, there are a lot of stocks out there that you can play that are just going up for long periods of time. They're much easier to trade. Thank you, Chaz. Good to see you. You're one of the founders, brother. Yeah, exact. Alex, my IWM FDs were up in value. Into close. At the bell, they were up. I've got those same FDs. Mine were green. Okay, so question, right? What is an FD? It's a misnomer. So people will tell you that it's a financial derivative is what they'll say. There is a very negative term that's used for it on Wall Street Bets. I don't like to say that word anymore. I know it does offend people, and I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm not going to say that word. It didn't start from that word. It started from financial derivative. It has its background in arbitrage. And what what Wall Street Bets did was a bunch of very smart people that trade for a living would spend a lot of time inside of option chains, and they figured out that while dealers and brokers are trying to hedge the markets, trying to be delta neutral, that there are moments in an option's life where they may be worthless and become very valuable over a very short period of time. You may have an option that's worth 10 cents become $1 or $4. There might be an option that is 10 cents that becomes a cycle of an option, typically towards their end life, where there are moments where you can buy these options while algorithms and dealers are buying and selling these things, and you can make a lot of money. There's also, you hear people say that the market is options driven. There are also algorithms and participants that will try to move the market with these same options throughout the course of a day. You can see today when we did not rise up, that's exactly what took place. Some large market participants used the option chain on 0 dates to pin the market and to close. Let me go up here a little bit. Now, and there's a difference too. So oftentimes when I play weeklies, right, I will look for, when we start a week, I will look for whichever weeklies are cheapest, puts or calls. If puts are trading for pennies, weeklies for pennies, I'll possibly take a short that week, or at least that day of that week that's 5 days out. And I can typically get those to print at some point during the week. If we sell off on a Friday into a Monday, like today's a prime example. We're at the bottom of a channel right down here, and today 470 calls were 10 cents at the bell. So you know that there are smarter people than me looking at a 10-cent call at the bottom of a channel, and that everyone is short on expensive puts and shorts, dangerous shorts, and it wouldn't take a lot of money to leverage the market up from there and for people to get very rich off those trades. So that's what I'm always looking for, is when there's fear in the market. I'm always looking for when people are panicking. I'm always looking for those moments when everything is out of control. And the same goes on the upside too. You can do this with puts as well. So FDs. Anyways, there are differences in the intrinsic value in options. The more time you put on them, the less damage they incur if the overall trend is up or down. You guys also have to know that puts are inherently not meant to be traded, that they're one for one most times, that your exposure and time exposure in puts should be at the move. They tend to lose a lot of value. They tend not to print heavy like calls do because there's not as much interest in them. Not like calls. There's always more interest, always seeing in the background real-time data what's taking place. So anyway, so not just these. Hey, Aaron, can you plug me in? Are you guys on the internet maybe? Nope. Oh, no. Is there no plug?
Where?
Do you guys not have a LAN?
Yeah, it's not long enough. You need to sit over there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm losing this here. This sucks. I'm losing the connection. Okay, so FD. Let's see. Probably, but not after following you. Good morning, Cap. You earned your eggs today. Thoughts on Shop, Cap? Market is so bipolar. Yes. We'll talk about Shop. IWM. Okay, what does split block sweep mean on flow algo? Good questions. Split block sweep is when a hedge fund or bank try to hide their order flow, even if it's in options. They try to disperse it so it doesn't affect the market. They'll trade amongst different, they'll trade from the CME, the New York Stock Exchange. They'll trade from outside of the country. There's a bunch of different places that a bank can put orders in and have them filled all at the same time. Sometimes it's because the orders are so large that they don't want to affect the price. Sometimes they're trying to hide those orders. You said Microsoft will be delta neutral. Okay, so the puts and calls that were expiring today on Microsoft, the dealers and brokers, the market makers need to at some point in the day become delta neutral. So they need to be hedged on both sides. And you can do quick math to figure out where that delta neutral is. And at the open this morning, delta neutral was at that, I think it was 330. That's what delta neutral was for Misfit. Some of them hit today at some point. Some of them didn't quite hit until the bell or possibly after. I didn't check Misfit the last 5 minutes or so. Need to check that to see, because they could have put more shorts or puts that I didn't see today that came into the market on Misfit. But you can kind of gauge and get some insight into where these tickers need to be heading into close, especially on an OPEX. When you said Microsoft, okay, yep, me too. So I said, yeah, soy FD is printed.
Hey.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to plug in here and get you guys some better internet connection or internet. I've got some better internet now. I'm trying to put a new office together. I've got 2 offices. I'm running too much stuff on 2 different computers. I need to run 3 computers. And these computers are banging. They're Core 15s or something. They're pretty good. Hey Miro. Hey Jasmine. Hey Louis. Or Louis. Hey Steven. Hey PE. Hey Joe. Hey T Crone. Hey Alex. So I'm going to do a class for you guys Sunday. Let's try to make it for 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. Let's do 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. Is that too early for you guys? 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? Or is 11 better? I know some of you guys are West Coast, but you can always come back. No more clipping in the feed? Yeah, I had to plug into the LAN. So let's call it 11 a.m. so you guys can sleep in. 11 a.m. Sunday Eastern Standard Time. We're going to start with 2 basic things. We're going to start with how to catch knives on a stock. We're gonna actually talk about how to identify which ones are near their bottoms, because we haven't talked about that aspect at all. And then we're going to also talk about how to set up catching those knives. And then we're going to also talk about the many tickers. This is for a lot of you meme guys out there, any of you guys out there that are trading meme stocks. I want you to know that you guys started trading meme stocks because of the potential of those stocks to move up. There are tons of single tickers out there that just go up right now, that a bank has identified as a stock that is trading below its PE and is in an actual growth phase that is making money, and that needs to be moved up. So I want you guys to be able to identify and not have to trade so hard on individual tickers to get into a positive trend on a stock. Oftentimes when you identify these stocks, if you go into a ticker discussion about these stocks, people get upset at you because they don't want you to know about these stocks, because these are being moved by banks and hedge funds. There's not a lot of retail involved in these stocks moving up. They're not the pretty stocks. Can I finish drywall class during class? Yes, of course, Brad. Absolutely. Yeah, so I'll make it live. I'll make the YouTube video at 11 a.m. Is that too? It'll be live on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time, if you're out of the country. And that's I'll make sure, because you guys will have questions that I need to answer for you, without a doubt. And I want to make sure I get all of your questions answered. I know you guys have specific tickers, so we can look at some specific tickers. We'll make it every Sunday at 11, unless there's a holiday for you. We can change the date, but we'll start doing these on Sundays. We'll start with, this is how we chart out, and then we'll every Thursday or every Sunday, if someone is new to the channel, we can send them back to watch that video, and then we'll just be charting like that, tickers after tickers, and you'll start to see over the weeks. You'll start to get a feel for how to chart like this. You'll get a feel for knowing when to enter, because we'll revisit these tickers over time. We'll chart out, let's say we chart out 10 tickers. We'll come back the following week. We'll do a quick review on those tickers. If they are not in where we want them to be, we'll pick up something different. If something else has come into our field of view, we'll add and drop them as we move along. And so maybe for the year of 2022, we can hold a basket of stocks that we trade throughout the year or invest in. Are you guys interested? Hey, J Money, are you guys interested in looking at tickers for 2022? I know some of you guys are just stock traders, and this actually works for options too. But I know you guys want to be investors. I know some of you guys are investors. So we'll make sure that I bet we can put I can almost guarantee you put a basket of stocks together that'll beat the S&P this year. Almost 100% chance. We can blow the S&P out the water. Because we're fluid, we can move. Hey, J Money. Did any of you guys, next question, did any of you guys buy the close today? Anybody? Are you going to wait and see? Let's call it like wait and see for Monday. Did you buy the close? Did you buy hedges? Did you stay short or go long in puts into Monday, which is being a bear? Yeah, let's do that stuff every Sunday. What did you guys do into Friday's close? Cheers, Al. I got out the White Claw, so if any of you guys are just joining us, cheers to all of you out there. Ryan bought the close. Alex bought some Apple calls. SPY 1220s. 470 calls after the bell. Yeah, I ended up averaging down with some. I was at 15 cents and I added some at that 9 cent and 10 cent mark after the bell. Josh is already in too deep. The CJJ 100. Wait and see. Cheers. I sold. Cheers, Miro. I gave you hey, Miro. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my man. Miro, I love your content on Twitter, brother. 100%, bro. I love when you come on Twitter. You get me so pumped in both directions. You really do. You're a great indicator to go long or short too. I think I sent you a shout out earlier, Miro. I sold one share and bought another one with that money, but otherwise not extra money in. Carl, 212.22 cheapest call FDs. Yep. The play was probably to buy. Like December 31st, some kind of call that was like 10 cents. 470s. Yeah, Miro, I was just talking to everybody here about this, the like basics. If any of you are just joining me, I want you guys to see this chart right here. It's important because, I was asking earlier, would you have gone short here? No. Would you have gone long here? No. Would you have gone short here? No. Gone long here? No. Would you have gone short here? No. Long here? Yes. And you could get caught in here, right? But when we traded this, we knew where the tops were too, because actually back here we knew that the call wall was coming down at this time. So we traded this well. But you can see where not to go short, and today we had buyers right here at this resistance. So even above here, you would have cut yourself loose above. This gives you some basic idea of knowing when to when to stay in your longs, stay in your shorts, when you cut them loose. I know Miro knows all about this stuff. 480s for 1231. That's a great one right there, Adam. 480s for 1231 is a great play. I think I've got some of those. I'm not sure. I think I've got a bunch of SPY calls. I got a basket. I got a basket of IWM calls. IWM was printing hard at the open today for me. I didn't sell them. I kept them. Yeah, so you guys all are long or flat. It's possible we could sell off on Monday too. There's always that possibility. But the likelihood of it happening is small. And so I try to trade that, the likelihood of what's going to happen. Miro, did you go long? Yeah, you said long, yes, didn't you, Miro? Still holding IWM December 31st, 225. Good job, William. Right on, right on. Yeah. You got today was the day to take profit on short. If you were short, there was two or three great opportunities into the close. The hero indicator came up again today and yesterday. If you guys are wanting to know about the hero indicator, let me see if I can show you guys anything else here. The reports if you guys want to know for the reports for coming into Monday, key level of supports for the SPY coming into Monday is still 460 at this moment. The call wall tomorrow or for Monday right now is 470. So we're playing within 4,600 and 470. That's the absolute walls on tops and bottoms. I've got some key numbers for you guys. You can play this back later. For SPY, I've got key levels 472, 470, 465, 460. These are hard walls. QQQs 400, 390, 385, 380. NDX 16,250, 16, 15,900, 15,850. You can always come back and get these numbers. If you guys are looking for some combos on the SPY, 469.72, 474.38, 479.51, 470.18, and 472.05. Those are important numbers to know as well. Some combos on NDX are 15,704.0, 15,911.0. Those are important to know as you trade coming into you guys. I'll chart this stuff out for you on Sunday, but I just want to let you guys know how grateful. Oh, okay, great question, Stephen. You want me to answer the question of how can I clarify my 16,900 Nasdaq prediction? I'll show you that right now. Great question. Trading view. We'll chart out. I'm not logged in. I don't know if I'm logged in right now. So we'll look at NQ. So you guys want to know why I think that you guys want to know why I think that NQ is going to tag 16,900? I think it might tag more. I think it might actually tag 1700. I think 16 is the safe bet. You guys want to see why? I'm going to show you guys why, okay? This line right here is hard resistance. We know this is hard resistance, right? We know this line right here is the... See this big fat yellow line? This is the no-go zone. If you're a bull, this is like touching an electric fence, this yellow line up here, right? This yellow line right here and this little white line right here. So this below here is negative gamma. Okay, I want you to remember these terms. This is negative gamma. This is when we're below this area here. This is really bad for bulls wanting to take longs, and if you're a bear, this is where you want to be looking to take short. Okay, so when we trade down in here, if we fail here, it's very bad for bulls. Okay, so we had all of this negative gamma that was in the market expiring from this trade right here back on November 22nd in the Qs. All these trades, all these hedging was expiring today. And it's going to continue to expire as we move into the end of December. We have another big expiry coming up in the end of December. But all this isn't normal put flow. You have put flow, and then you have hedging. When a bank is if we're in a downturn, a bank will buy puts. But if they see weakness in the market, a liquidation event, they'll add hedging to their put flow. And this hedging is protecting their long investments in the market. And it is a reaction that takes place when we're in a danger zone. And so they did that over here, and they didn't do it again over here. There was no hedging that took place. There was a little bit of hedging, but all short dated till the end of the month, or with it like the next week or two. All daily type stuff, but nothing that severe like back here. All that stuff is rolling off right now. You can see today that we recovered back and we flipped to positive gamma on NQ into the close today. So as we're flipping into positive gamma and we've had 1 and 2 tests, it tells you that we've looked below twice and we haven't failed. And now they're going now the market participants are going to give a chance. The market makers, everybody's going to give a chance now. They're going to hedge as well to the upside, right? They're going to become delta neutral ahead to the upside. And we printed all this stuff down here. All these puts are printed down here already. So now they have to hedge to ensure that they're covered on the upside. Does that make sense? If we swing down, they hedge on the opposite side. So you'll find dealers and brokers will buy futures here when we sell down like this for protection on the upside. So I want to show you why I think 16.9, and that's because of, hold on here. Because we have all of this put flow down here that's coming off the market, right? We have hedging coming off the market. We know that as of close on today, there was no huge hedging to replace it. There was expansion in calls on tech today, and we have to look above and say, well, how high are we going to go between now and January? So let's take a look here. And you can see this is NDX or Nasdaq or NQ, so we can trade 150, 300 points in a day. And this is the 31st right here, right? How does that coincide with the 31st, that big yellow line? And we know that big yellow line coincides at 17,035. So if I say, what's the potential of us hitting 16.9 with all this known information, it's pretty high. It's not guaranteed. Stuff could happen between now and then. It might happen, we might sell down into the 31st because of the tails on the puts from this hedging that took place. We could sell down, but on the 1st of January, the first week of January, we could see all-time highs once again. We could hit 17,000 on the first week of January, second week of January. So my question in Twitter the other night was, what do you think the chances are of us hitting 16.9 in the next 3 weeks? And the chances are high, as of right now, 100%. I'd take that bet any day of the week. Can we really allow IW to need a lower? That's a tough one. It's a tough one to. They should have bought the hell out of 393. That would, if I was a bear, that's what I would do. It's hard to say. So we have a lot of money in these bottoms. There are major banks holding major long positions, and we're coming into an OPEX. We didn't see that selling in this OPEX. Do I think though that we'll see some selling into the 31st? Yes. I know you guys hear the furus out there that are always saying, what do they call it? Tax loss harvesting every year. You will see some continued tax loss harvesting in a lot of speculative growth trades and a lot of COVID trades from 2020 that will wrap up on the 31st. There is still some volatility. And that is the one last thing, is for us to have a real rocket-fueled rally. I don't like the VIX at 22 or whatever we closed at today. I really wanted to see VIX today up around like 25, 30. We didn't get that. So maybe we see that 30 VIX on the tail end on the 31st. We sell down from now. We do a nice slow sell down from now into the next week or so, week and a half, right? We only have so many trading days. And then we come into some heavy volatility heading into the end of the year. We hit 30, and then we have a ripper into the new year. You guys following along with all this stuff? Why I see 16.9 now? Yeah, XLE, man. XLE was good. That was a great print today. Absolutely. They were buying that bottom today. They were buying all that stuff. They were buying Oxy, whole bunch of underlying in XLE got bought this morning. You guys have any other questions? All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to wrap it up, though, by saying I appreciate your support. You guys supporting me like this is making me spend more time trying to get content out for you guys. I should have, by the end of this weekend, I'll have the permanent office set up. So I'll have a bunch of LAN set up for multiple stations to broadcast live throughout the day to you. I'll be able to monitor, and I'll be able to start filming a bunch of classes for you guys more frequently on a more consistent schedule. And I'll get that bookmap up running for you guys throughout the day. You know, even if the bookmap is delayed by a few minutes, it should be able to give you an idea of where the big money is in the market right now. Like, where are the buyers and where are the sellers? That's the key to bookmap. That's what bookmap does well, is it identifies where the smart money is and it identifies where the sellers are. So if you're coming into a zone of resistance or a zone of support, you can look on bookmap and see, hey, are they coming up to buy this right now, or are they not coming up to buy this right now? You can get a feel for where the market's headed in advance by 15 to 30 minutes. You can get a feel for which way we're heading overall. Even if we dip, you can see the money coming into that resistance, or you can see it disappear. You can see it actually go lower. It's like a river, and you'll see this river just swoop down below, or swoop up to buy the market, or swoop down to sell the market, or stay above longer in the market. What about Volex next Wednesday? I would expect that to dampen vol after Wednesday. Yeah, we've got some pretty decent OPEX stuff coming up for Wednesday as well. I really like volatility. Any of you guys that are bulls out there, that are new bulls, I want you to know that you should love dips. You should love us visiting 4,600. You should love when we hit a top and sell off, because if you learn to start buying bottoms, you're going to be in your trade and making so much money that when we're ready to sell out, you're not gonna want to take that risk on any longer. You're gonna be like, please sell off, please sell off. You'll find in my Twitter feed, when we start climbing the wall of worry on the tops of channels, I tend not to trade. I will miss weeks of trading sometimes. 1, 2, 3 weeks if we keep climbing that wall of worry because of the danger associated with it. I love how we've been trading lately. When we start trading where we're trading 100 points up and 100 points down, you can make so much money that way. so much with no worries. No worries right now trading. It's one of the easiest. You'll hear people say right now is one of the most difficult times to trade. It's been one of the easiest trading environments I've seen in years. Past 2 months. Some of the easiest. I am in the whole Palantir got a bid today, just so you know, James. We'll chart that one on Sunday. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Palantir did get a bid, catch a bid. It's in what's called an accumulation phase at this exact moment. So I thought it was going to keep dropping, to be honest with you. I still have it on a catching knife charting, or I'm charting it like it's a falling knife still, but it's catching bids right now. So if you are, and I posted something. Oh, you have a bunch of hedges coming off as well in February. This is to James. You have an OPEX coming up in February on the 18th. You have some days to cover on shorts on Palantir. February 18th, I think, is the date. It should squeeze to 25, I think, maybe higher. I wrote it. I posted it on Twitter. At Quinn Invests, I sent it to him, and at Joe Donut, I sent it to those guys, and I think I sent it to the Wolf too. Is your cost basis above 25? Mine is average. Yeah, when you're buying anything like $20 and below, 25 is you're starting to enter trades on Palantir. But really, you start going heavy. Anything under 20. You start really getting in on it right now. My only issue with Palantir is there's so much of that stock out there. It's a hard stock to move. Will it move in the future? It moves a lot like Apple. Apple moves slow. Apple's an easy stock to trade in this market. There's just so much of it out there. It's forgiving. Yeah, all right, James. I'll see you all you guys on Sunday at 11 a.m. I hope you guys had a great week. Please do yourself a favor. Get off social media this weekend. Don't go down the rabbit hole. It's so poison. It's poison to a bull and it's poison to a bear. It really is. It's pure poison. It's better for you to have a plan for what you're going to trade. Look for those moments that you've already planned out to take a trade so that you know what's going on. You'd be surprised how little I rely upon the news. I listen to the news as an indicator at a support and resistance level that what they're trying to push, is it positive when we're at a bottom, or is it even more negative at a bottom, or is it negative or bottom at a top? But if you guys start putting the blinders on, the earplugs in, it's going to make you a better trader. I guarantee it. I know that goes against the grain, but it's true. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you all later. I'm going to log off here. Oh yes, Benny Mac, small account challenge. I will have that ready for Sunday. I want all of you guys to sign up. All of you guys, if you guys are listening right now, I want you to sign up for options.ai. Options.ai. Sign up for that account. I want you to put a minimum of a couple grand in there, $1,000 in there, something like that, $100, whatever you can. $100. If you only have $100, if you have $50, put $50 in there. $100, whatever you can. Transfer $100 into that account, and we will begin our journey of trading spreads. It's the safest trading you can do. You don't have to put all your money in there. I wouldn't use that. I only use that account for buying simple spreads. I don't use it for anything else. Just simple, quick spreads. And I use it for that because when I'm trading fast, sometimes I got to think about the spreads I'm buying, and I don't have enough time to put them on. And so I need a brokerage that I can just go into, type in a quick number, and get an instant answer for where I think we're headed. Yeah, we'll do that on Saturday. You guys need to trade spreads. You guys are killing me trading naked options. like, I can't believe you guys are trading naked options. I do. I trade a lot of naked options, but I'm trading them for years. And their spreads are typically safer than anything you can trade, maybe except for stock, of course. But like any option product, it's probably the safest option product you can trade. You don't make a lot. Well, you can make a lot, but there's ways to make a lot of money on spreads. And you don't have to make them complex. People overcomplicate their spreads. They're buying broken winged butterflies and, dragon faced contours and all this craziness. They're buying the wheel and it's boring and you don't make a ton of money. You're like paying for trades to buy other trades if you lose money. Yeah. So the one negative about this trading platform is you can't cut aside loose on your spreads. But if you're a new spread trader, this is perfect for you. I'll trade spreads on Tastyworks that you can buy and sell portions of your spread as you move along if there's a trend change. But we're not going to learn that right now. I know you guys I know some of you, not all of you, I know some of you out there have no idea how to trade a basic spread. So we're going to start there. All right? And for any of you smart guys out there that want to trade spreads with me sometime, we can trade them on Tasty if you guys are on Tasty. We can trade them on Thinkorswim. I have that platform. More complex spread strategies. I've got a program that will calculate complex spreads for you, complex trades heading into 1 month, 3 months, longer and longer. Oh, Steve, I don't trade futures anymore, Steve. I got out of it but I do chart futures. I love keeping up with futures. I keep up with futures and the cash market. I think they do matter, believe it or not. And I do chart ES, NQ, and RTY for futures traders. The only reason I don't trade futures is I need to sleep. When I was trading futures and cash, I was never sleeping. Like, I wasn't sleeping. So, yeah. Or maybe you're out of the country, too. I didn't even think to ask that. Steve might be out of the country. But Americans trade futures, too. But I wish I could trade futures. I can't right now. I've my wife and my children and all that other kind of crap I got going on. I've got, too much. I've got I'm homeschooling kids. Shouldn't be homeschooling kids. Got 2 dogs, got a cat. I'm like, what is all this stuff you got to take care of? All right, you guys all have a great weekend, and I'm going to log off. I'll see you guys on Sunday at 11 a.m. Take it easy, Steve. Steve, if I can get you some levels and stuff every day for you, would that help you out? I'm in Michigan, bro. I just moved here from out west, from Colorado, Utah, and Santa Fe. Are you Do you want me to get you levels every day for you? I can get you some I can have some levels put up every day. Oh, you did? Hell yeah, Steve. So you know what I'm talking about to these guys, right? To keep their trading simple? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what FDs are. You know exactly what's up. I bet Steve could teach us all something. We probably have to get Steve on a Zoom call at some point. Because I know that he knows for sure what I'm talking about when I talk about when I'm going in and everything is crazy and I'm buying all these FDs that are worthless. The whole market's freaking out. Yeah, he knows. Steve's a guy that can work under pressure. Yeah, I'll sell puts. I love selling puts. I like selling puts. I love selling calls. Selling puts and selling calls is great. Rich, what people say is only rich people sell puts and sell calls. They don't trade. If you're worth if you're worth 30, 40, 50 million dollars, $100 million, $1 billion, you don't trade. You just sell puts and calls. You provide liquidity for other people to make mistakes. People got priced out of Denver when I moved out. Yeah, brother. One of my mentors is an old pit trader. I learned how to trade from an old pit trader, and he was a market maker as well, and he was my mentor. He taught me how to trade. He taught me to know when to buy and sell. After burning accounts down, I've burned 6-figure accounts down more than once. That's big. That's a sizable position for me. For me, size is 6 figures. I don't even trade that size anymore because I think that the order flow guys out there know that I'm a retail trader. I started getting, and this isn't in the futures market. This is in the options market. I think that they identified who I was, and they were screwing me over. Absolute 100%. They knew what I was doing. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't trade. I have to do what the banks do to do in a smaller scale for a retail guy. I have to hide my trades. So I'll go in with like $5,000, $10,000, $30,000. I don't bother with that anymore because it makes the market go down too. If you're going in with like 100, like so if the algos are trying to lean them, let's say an algo or a hedge fund is trying to push the market on a zero date, and I'm trying to push them back, they will step in even harder on me. So I don't bother anymore. It's the smaller the size I use, the less I'm seen. It's like someone said it the other day. Who said it the other day? Volatility Wiz on Twitter said it. He wants to sneak in when nobody's seeing him and then sneak out. And he's actually got that right. It's better for you to go in with low money and scale in slowly and make it look like it's a natural progression. But you can put size on in futures. Yeah, futures dangerous for me. Futures dangerous. And the tax benefits are better. But I do very well with options. My tax guy hates me. Tax guy you know who really hates me is our bank has like a brokerage arm, and they always talk my wife into getting me to get down there. And those guys all have their Series 7s and stuff, and those guys are active traders, and they don't like me. It's almost like the wolf in the wolf's den, right? You're taking their money away from them. Ask some questions, guys. Am I missing something down here? Ask away. Say whatever you want. Ask some questions. Tell me something about yourself. What do you guys do out there in your lives for jobs? You guys retired? You guys trying to just make some extra cash? I bet Steve's just here to gamble with me. He's probably like me, a gambler. But my gambles are well thought out. They're not as bad as gambling. Well, at the end of the day, they aren't. They look like gambling on the outside. But they're all based in some form of lunacy. I can't see you guys texting anything. Y'all still there? Weatherman. Oh, right on, Weatherman. That's awesome sauce, being a weatherman. Chaos is my job. I have some weatherman friends from Park City, Utah. I have some newscasters that are my friends. Anyway, tried to make extra cash as part of Time Traders. Got smoked this year. Anyways, yeah, you know what? Sari has a good point. That's a really good point. I don't know about you guys, but I used to be able to trade and kind of forget about it. Like place a trade, come back in 3 months. The algos are in there so much right now too that they're juicing, or not juicing. They're taking the value out, the intrinsic value out of options right now. They're taking the value out of the trade, the directions of the trades, how frequently they spike up and down. That's a great part. That's a great point, Sari, because this year I pre-2000. Actually, trading wasn't hard. before the algos really kicked in, before the computers kicked in, it wasn't as hard. It's become harder this year. This 2021, I had to focus. Like I've got a plan. I do the research every day. Man, my trading has. I stopped investing more over the past year and a half. I stopped holding longer trades. They came into the money faster in the past year when I took trades. I've done more day trading now than I ever have before. And I can't trust the market more so than ever in the past. I don't trust this market at all. You guys think I'm a bull too. I'm a bull, but I started out as a bear. I don't trust this market. We'll talk about that on Sunday. Even though I trade one way, I got to trade with that trader hat, and then I've got another hat. This market's this market's messed up, without doubt. What's your greatest trade ever? Oh, great question, Captain Ron. You guys tell me your best trade in like a few sentences, and I'll tell you my best trade. You guys aren't going to believe my best trade. So my best trade ever was, you're not going to believe this, but I was sitting at my desk, and I had CNBC on. I had Microsoft open, the options chain open. I was considering entering a trade on Microsoft. I had the options chain open, and they started to talk about TikTok doing a deal live. There was live reporting, and they didn't mention any companies, and they were talking to the hosts on CNBC, a live reporter like man on the street, and that live reporter dropped that it was possibly Microsoft, and nobody knew that. And I forget who the newscaster was or the host was on CNBC, but they right at that moment they said, wait a minute, nobody knows that, right? That's not public news. And within seconds, I was able to buy, I think I bought $3,000 or $5,000 worth of zero date options worth 1 penny or something like that. And I turned that into $170,000 in 15 minutes. Yeah, it was only like $3,000 or something, 3 to 5,000 maybe tops. Like $175,000. Oh, my next two trades, I was in the Apple split from the beginning before it was announced, before their announcements, before I held through their ER report. I was in the Tesla trade the same way. And my biggest other outside of that would have been GME. I was an original GME. I bought GME at like $5-6, 15. I've got a history of it on Twitter. I was kind of Twitter famous for that too. I was one of the early adopters. I'm an early adopter of Wall Street Bets. I was in their private sub in Vegas Bets under a different handle years ago. It was the best trade I ever had. I freaked out too, by the way. What's your greatest trade ever? One sheet to win. Cheers, everyone. Goodbye, X. See ya. Take it easy, brother. Oh, one sheet to the win. I'll scroll through comments, see what I missed. Cheers, X. Here's to you, my man. I gave you a shout out in the beginning, I think, of this broadcast. I gave a shout out to anybody that's helped support the handle. I just want to say thank you. Hold on. Disgusting White Cloud. I don't ever drink this stuff. I thought you were a hope off. Engineering here, civil and telecom. Right on. I was in the military. I was in the Army for 12 years, if anyone wants to know. I owned restaurants. That's how I started to make money. That's how I made money and wasn't able to make any money at the same time. That's how I turned into a trader, was that I couldn't ever get ahead in life. You know, it doesn't matter what you do in your career right now. You can see benefits being cut from it doesn't matter what you do. Benefit, even when you have great benefits, you have something catastrophic happen and you find yourself declaring bankruptcy. This is what the best health, and you know, I know we all have different opinions on this stuff, but you can't say that being a letter carrier for the post office is any good as it ever been. Can't say that if you're an auto worker. I mean, I don't think everybody deserves the same as someone with an education either, but you know, the fact that people can't work even just 2 jobs if they're married, If they're single, they have to live with roommates. And then I got a lot of friends with 6-figure jobs, and their healthcare, when they have had catastrophic events in their lives, it's bankrupted them. They've had to sell everything. You know, killed it in the pits, right on, hit the slopes. Computer trading and pit trading is much different. Oh, hell yes. Yes, it is different. Computer trading and pit trading, insanely different. Utah has some challenging territory to forecast for. It really is. Utah's a wild place. The weather changes. And you know what? The weather changes in Utah because of the Wasatch Range. You've got a valley there. You've got a smog there from California that settles into the valley. You've got some gnarly storms that come through there. Taking small gains as a strategy. That's in hindsight. Let's see what else you guys are talking about. That's a smart strategy. I don't trust it either. How long do you typically hold on to a position? GME 5K to 280K. Right on, McDizzy. Right on, my dude. McDizzy. Did you get inside those options chains, bro? I was in there buying calls for like $5. They were going to like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It was insane. 1998 selling bonds. Wow. Dude, bonds were where it was at. That is crazy. Everyone's always ribbing me. My friend that was a pit trader always ribs me about how he would always walk by the bond trader pit, and they would always mess with the cash market guys. That's incredible. It must have been such a rush. Tom Baldwin, the book. The market. Dude, the Market Wizards book is badass. Matter of fact, those guys in that book are friends with one of my mentors. He's good friends with those guys. Those guys are banging. He was telling me about a story about him with those guys. They had all were hanging out together at Tom's house, and Tom was asking them all questions about their best and worst trade. No, I think he gave him like a setup. What's your best setup? And then all those guys discussed the failure points in those setups. It was, I forget the story now, but love was my best trade ever. Caught the bottom. Wow. Are you self-taught? Nope. I started out as self-taught and lost all my money like 5 times. And then I started to take classes. I started to get under the tutelage of professional traders. And then I went on my own. Pension era is over. Staying in trading as I don't trust this market either. Yeah, you can't trust this market right now. How do I feel about 2021? Sectors. My original assessment of sectors for 2021 or 2022 is changing right now. They are creating sectors right now to have bag holders buy. They've been faster than we can be. The banks and the hedge funds are faster than us right now. So I'm still doing that research right now. Large cap options. Yep. Small caps is too crazy for me. I don't like news-driven small caps and penny stocks anymore. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with like I used to fly around and try to meet these CEOs. I'd fly around and find out where the businesses were. I'd drive to people's businesses. I'd go to meet the CEO. I'd call him up. I'd call small caps, like penny stocks, to $1 to $25 stocks. I'd be on the phone trying to get in touch with the CFOs. I'd be trying to talk to the lady at the front desk. Like, that stuff's crazy. Stuff's crazy. Didn't even know what options were. Just bought shares on 5 times leverage. Yeah, McDizzy, man. Oh my, Jesus. 5 times leverage. Yeah, you guys, Steve, take it easy, my brother. Have a great weekend. I'll catch back up with you. I'm probably going to want to interview you at some point, Steve. We'll do a live Zoom or something like that and try to get you on a show. Just a chat or something. And a lot of you guys have good stories. We could do all kinds of interviews. You guys can tell your stories about your best trades, your worst trades that you've made, about what you learned from your worst trades. Because I'm sure all of you have something that you've learned in the positive and the negative. So all right, I'm gonna log off now. You guys have a great weekend. I'll catch you all on Sunday. Cheers, Betty. Take it easy, my brother. Cheers, Ryan.